on the road, Wisconsin Foodie. We just left the home offices in the 3rd Ward of Milwaukee. We've got a 2-hour drive to the Dells and then Ishnala, this classic supper club. And I'm pretty stoked because we're going to meet Ron Faiola, who I think is essentially the Ken Burns of this genre of American history, the supper club. He's a filmmaker, he's a best-selling author. Hopefully we're going to, kind of chink glasses on some brandy old-fashioned sweets. And it's a perfect day in Wisconsin. It's gorgeous, it's sunny. It's a perfect day to go to a supper club and live what we are. It's Wisconsin. And the thing that I love about Ishnala is that it's been here the whole time. It's what supper clubs are, going back 50 years and going forward. I think that's why we go. The great Ron Faiola with a stack of his books.
Hey, Kyle.
Nice to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Yeah. So we are standing in the cover of your book, correct?
The cover of my book is just right over there. Why don't we go up to the bar and have a drink and talk about it?
Cheers.
Cheers.
What got you turned on to this? Because it is part of who we are as a country, and certainly as Midwesterners.
Yeah, I started off looking at fish fries, and then I was looking at supper club fish fries, and I realized that there wasn't anything out there that was really documenting the supper club scene in Wisconsin. Whether it was in my case, it started off as a movie, and then I got an offer from a publisher to do a book. So that was my second trip around the state. You don't just happen to drive by. You have to get to Ishnala. You have to know where it is and actually drive down a curvy road.
Oh, we relied heavily on GPS, and then some major signs basically saying this way.
This way, but there's places in other parts of the state that you won't accidentally drive by. You have to make it your destination.
I think that Vegas owes a huge debt to Midwestern supper clubs, and there were these buildings you could see from the side of the road, and they were so distinctive. It had a Viking theme, it had an Egyptian theme, but you also dipped into that experience for 5-6 hours.
Right. The supper club deal is that it's a destination for the night.
We'll give you a little tour of Ishnala's property.
The grounds.
Oh yeah, this is one of the things we're very proud of. So yeah, this path leads to one of our decks on the outside of the area. In between it is our tiki bar, and the other side is another deck. So we have double decks and a bar in the middle. Nice grounds, a beach area down below.
I mean, it's its own vacation with dinner.
Oh, it's neat. You drive a mile into the woods to get here. It's a whole different experience than the Dells offers, basically.
Everything here is leisure, and it just seeps into your pores as soon as you stand and look out at that lake or walk into the entrance.
You drive into our road and you get that feeling. You come in here and it's just a whole different atmosphere. It's not all the concrete and brick and mortar that you see 3 miles from us.
Yeah.
It's just such a peaceful area. That'll never change because we're wrapped around the state park. No campsites, nothing like that, no roads. They've just put trails throughout the woods, which is really cool for us. It's going to stay this way forever.
You're bona fide, yeah. This will never
change.
This will never change. So tell me about the supper club food and what you guys do, because in the restaurant world, there's so many trends. People got to do pork belly, they got to do gluten-free, they got, many chefs are chasing or they're innovating, but you guys need to be a Smithsonian.
Very well put, because we don't change anything. We focus on what we do best.
Right.
Okay, we are great at the steak and lobster. We're great at the au gratin potatoes. We added some big stuff this year for me. Sweet potato bake. And square plates. We got to do things slowly. It's been 60 years. It takes a little bit of time to do these things. We're going to be here for many more years.
Right.
And the reason we're here and the reason we're so successful and doing so well is because we're consistent.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't be more proud of this restaurant.
You're a lifetime restaurant guy. I mean, you started for the family that owned this.
I worked for the Hoffman brothers. There were 8 of them that came back from World War II that started all the Hoffman houses throughout the Midwest. And I worked for them, and then as a busboy, and I actually was able to work through the ranks and end up being the owner of the company, which is pretty exciting.
You didn't even mean to be this smart, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just turned out.
Just turned out well. A little hard work and a lot of luck.
as we looked across the pantheon of Wisconsin and which supper clubs to cover, there's so many. I mean,
there's so many great ones.
Incredible
really
ones. But you guys held something for us that was a little different because you've got the dells and everything that represents, yet you've got this bucolic, just sublime location. You've got this intergenerational thing, the building growing around Wisconsin trees, and then the fact that Ron put it on the cover of his book.
On the cover.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wisconsin's favorite supper club.
All right, well, here's to Ishnala. In name always, Wisconsin's favorite. Thanks, man.
You bet. Thank you so much.
Cheers. It's good. Guys, I gotta say, it's good glassware.